Aisha is here.
Please tell her to come in.
Sure, boss.
Thank you.
Please, Aisha.
Welcome, Aisha. Yeah, please have a seat. So good morning, Miss Aisha, and thank you for coming in today. So my name is Wan Razin, and this is my colleague here today, Miss Adawiyah. So we both are legal counsel here, and we'll be working on your matter. So before we start, Miss Aisha, do you want any refreshment?
Yes, I would like to.
Okay, so Ikram, can you provide Miss Aisha with a refreshment?
Sure, sir. This your drink?
Thank you.
Welcome.
So as mentioned by Mr. Razin, I am Miss Adawiyah who going to assist you two for today. So how have you been holding up since the incident? Was the traffic alright on the way here?
It was okay. Thanks. Still recovering slowly.
So before we begin today's session, just as a short introduction, as attorneys we've been practicing for over a decade. So we are here to assure you that we are here to provide you best-in-class service and assist you in making an informed choices as possible. And obviously, as you know, everything remains confidential between us. So I would encourage you to be open as possible and please be comfortable in today's session.
And we also hope that you feel comfortable during today's sessions. And this is just our first consultation, and it's a free of charge. We spend the next 50 minutes listening to your story and asking a few questions. And then we provide our initial talk. And if you decide to proceed after this, our regular consultation fee will be 100 ringgit per hour.
So as I mentioned, everything you say today is completely confidential. Just feel free to speak openly. So we're here to help you find a solution. So now, shall we begin with a few background questions before we get into what happened? Miss Aisha, are you currently working?
Yes, I run a logistic business. We manage deliveries across several states.
Oh, so you manage it directly?
Yes, I oversee the entire operation by myself.
And your family, are you married? Any children?
Yes, married with 2 children under 10.
Oh, alright. So please begin with your story.
Sure. On 5th March 2024, around 11:30 in the morning, I guess, I was at a Grandview Mall for business brunch. After coming off the escalator on the 2nd floor, I slipped on the puddle of water near a planned feature. There was no signs or cones that warning me. I fell hard, fractured my wrist, suffered a mild concussion, and injured my back. I was in the hospital for 8 days and then on physiotherapy for 6 weeks. My business took a huge hit and I could not operate fully during that time. Even worse, the mall refused to take responsibility. They blamed it on me, saying I was distracted. They also said the cleaning company is at fault. But when I spoke to the shop owners, they said that the leak had been problem for weeks and that complaints were made.
So were you using your phone at the moment?
No, I had just ended my call. I was holding my phone and a coffee, but I was walking normally.
Did anyone assist you right away?
No, it took about 15 minutes before a security guard came.
And about the CCTV footage, right? So how did you obtain that?
For that, I obtained it through a contact. It shows a cleaner walking past the puddle several times without doing anything.
Alright, so thanks for sharing. If it's possible, can you confirm with us your total losses?
Yes. So far, 80,000 ringgit in medical costs, 150,000 ringgit in lost business, 120,000 ringgit for pain and emotional distress, and 70,000 ringgit for ongoing treatment and possible future surgery.
Thanks, Ms. Aisha. Based on your story and the evidence that you had described, you likely have a strong claim. Under the Malaysian law, mall and similar places have a duty to keep their premises safe for people like you.
Yes, and we have seen several problems on the mall sites. First, there were no warning signs near the puddle when that's a basic safety requirement. And second, the problem had happened before. Based on what the shopkeepers told you, that means the mall likely knew about it and didn't fix it. Third, the CCTV footage shows that their staff ignored the hazard. And lastly, I think their slow response time, 15 minutes, shows they didn't handle the emergency responsibly.
However, they might argue that you are distracted, but even if that partly true, it doesn't remove their responsibility. At most, it might reduce their liability slightly.
Yes, and also they could blaming the cleaning company doesn't let them off the hook. The mall is still responsible for the safety of its premises, even if they outsource maintenance.
So your losses are very serious, both physically and also your financially, and they appear reasonable for what you have been going through. We still need all your supporting documents, but this seems like a valid claim.
So as a next step, we would like to suggest sending the mall a formal letter of demands, asking for compensation. So if they ignore it or refuse to accept responsibility, we can look at filing a civil claim in court. Based on your damages, this would likely go to High Court.
So Aisha, to wrap up, here what we believe what we should do next. First, you provide us with a medical report, bills, and also the CCTV footage. Second is that we will draft a formal letter to the mall demanding compensation. And lastly, if they doesn't respond positively within 14 days, we prepare a possible court action or negotiation.
Our job is to give you the legal options, but the final decision on whether to settle or go to the court is entirely yours. We'll support you either way.
And if you like us to begin, we start preparing the letter immediately. Please note, from the next session onwards, our rate will be 100 ringgit per hour.
And also, Miss Aisha, here is our business card. If anything comes up or if you need to reach us for any updates, feel free to call or WhatsApp us. We're just a message away.
Yes, I would like to go ahead. Let's move forward with the letter.
So thank you for everything for today's sessions, Aisha, and we will provide you with our secretary to assist you a way out. Yeah. Ikram,
Yes, boss.
can you help me with assist Miss Aisha on her way out?
Sure, boss. Alright.
Alright, thank you for everything. Now that Miss Aisha has left, let's recap the session. She came across as credible, her account was consistent, and she was clear about the impact of the accident on her both health and also business.
Yeah, I agree. So, from a legal standpoint, she has a very strong potential claim in negligence, specifically under, I think, the doctrine of occupiers' liability.
Yeah.
Because even though we don't have a statute like the UK's Occupiers Liability Act, Malaysian courts will still apply similar principles under the general tort law, right?
Yeah, exactly. As an occupier, Grandview Mall had a duty to ensure that its premises were reasonably safe for lawful visitors like Miss Aisha. And this duty was well established under the case. You can refer to the case of Norrington and British Railway Board, where the court held that the contributory negligence may reduce the compensations by a certain percentage, but it doesn't eliminate the defendant's responsibility.
And I think based on Miss Aisha's description, she was not actively using her phone. is just holding it, that's unlikely to justify a significant deduction. And I would expect minimal or no reduction in her compensation.
Next, in terms of remedies, the claim can cover both special damages and also general damages, where the special damages are the medical expenses, the loss of business income, and also the physiotherapist. And for the general damages, as for the pain that is suffered, the emotional distress, and also the potential future surgeries. And there is a precedent for this, where in the case of Sim Seok Eng and also the government of Malaysia, where the court award that the substantial damage for the long-term injuries and loss for a normal life.
Considering the total losses she mentioned, around 420,000 ringgit, the matter will definitely fall within High Court jurisdiction, right? As Courts of Judicature Act say that in Section 68, any civil matter involving more than 250,000 must be filed in the High Court.
Right, so to summarize the scope of legal work, first we need to draft a comprehensive letter of demand, clearly stating that the liability and the references relevant legal principle and also the case law. Second is that compile and verify all the supporting documents such as the CCTV footage, medical records, physiotherapy invoice, and also the business loss calculations. The last thing that we need to do that to assess the potential negotiable or a mediations options, while also preparing for a formal litigation if we need it.
I agree. And in terms of legal research, I suggest we should look into more local cases on occupiers' liability involving malls or public premises. And we have to review how Malaysian courts actually approach contributory negligence percentages. And lastly, I think it's better if we can find precedent on damages aggravated by delayed emergency response, because that 15-minute delay may influence how courts view the mall's conduct.
And I think we should also check for any contractual indemnity clauses between the mall and the cleaning company, just in case, right, the mall tries to pursue a cross claim or a third-party contribution.
Yeah, definitely. Overall, our position is strong enough, I guess, and the facts are clear. The client is cooperative and the law supports her claim. We'll proceed carefully but confidently.
Yeah, let's get the draft of LLB out within the weeks and set the tentative review.